everyone, welcome to Money Nook. In today's video, let's talk about National Pension System, what we commonly call as NPS. Let's understand why it is the best scheme for anyone to invest in and also check out few more details about the scheme such as tax benefit it offers, what are the different kind of investments we can do from it, the withdrawal rules, etc. and etc. So first, let's see why it is the best scheme for anyone to invest in. As you can see on the screen, it is the only scheme which offers 5 different kinds of benefits. The first one is tax benefit. It offers up to 2 lakh rupees of tax exemption for any money that you put into it. On top, there is a separate exemption for what your company contributes. Okay, that is fine, but several other schemes such as EPF, PPF, etc. also offer tax exemptions, right? What is special about NPS? Now let's move on to the second point. On top of offering a tax benefit, you can also invest into the stock market via NPS. Let's say you have saved 1 lakh rupees in NPS. From NPS, you can invest that into the stock market. Okay, that is fine. Again, ELSS also offers similar benefits. Through ELSS as well, you get tax benefit and you can invest in stock market as well by mutual funds, right? What is special about NPS? Now let's see third point. NPS, apart from giving an option to invest in stock market, also gives you an option to diversify. So you can invest in stock market, you can invest in government bonds, you can invest in private bonds, either PSU bonds or other corporate bonds, private company bonds, and you can also invest in alternate investments such as REITs, etc. And you can do all of these as well, 25% here, 25% there, so on and so forth. You can invest in your portfolio as you wish. This is truly a unique feature which is not there in any other tax saving investment option. Okay. Apart from this, you can also change funds. Meaning, let's say first you invested in NPS via SBI, ICICI or any other player. If you are not liking the performance, then you can switch from one fund to another fund and the portfolio remains intact. The fifth benefit is you can have two NPS accounts. The first one is a mandatory account which will be operated till you retire. The second one is a voluntary account which will have much more flexibilities. So as you can see, you have 5 unique benefits and all 5 of them are present together only in NPS. Hence it is the best investment option, and on top it also gives the returns between 8% to 15% and you can consider 10 to 12% as an average return, which is quite high considering the tax benefit also it offers on top of these returns. So again, considering all of this, this is the best investment option one can get into. Now let's understand more about this NPS. So first let's talk the basics. Why NPS was introduced? What is the major theme? So NPS was introduced by the government around 2004 for central government employees as a retirement fund to help them form their own pension. After that it was extended to other employees and larger public as well. So today anyone can invest into NPS. It is open to any Indian citizen. And again the major theme is to get a retirement fund in place and also to save tax while investing via NPS. So where can you open your NPS account? You can open it with any of the post office nearby, or you can go to a bank, either public sector bank or private sector bank. Multiple banks do offer NPS services, so you can open the account in bank as well. So now let's understand the tax benefits that we get out of NPS. As I mentioned earlier, you get tax benefit if you contribute as an employee or your company contributes. So you get two different tax benefits. First, let's understand the tax benefit you get for your own contribution. Here you will get a tax benefit of 1.5 lakhs under section 80C, and on top you will get 50,000 rupees under section 80CCD 1B. So total 2 lakhs is the maximum tax benefit you can get. For the second 50,000, there is no restriction, you can get it straight away. For the first 1.5 lakhs, it should be either 1.5 lakhs maximum or a maximum of your 10% of your basic plus DA. So to explain it very simply, let's say if your salary is 10 lakhs basic plus DA, then 10% of it is 1 lakh rupees. So irrespective of how much you invest into NPS, under section 80C you can get a tax benefit for only 1 lakh rupees. Okay, and on top separately you can get 50,000 benefit under section 80CCD 1B. Let's say now your salary basic plus DA is 20 lakhs, then 10% of that is 2 lakhs, but still since maximum is only 1.5 lakh under section 80C, you will get only 1.5 lakh tax benefit there, and then on top 50,000 in section 80CCD 1B. So all in all, maximum you can get is 2 lakhs. Okay. Now moving on to your company's contribution. Here you can get again maximum 10% of your basic plus DA contribution will get a tax benefit, and the maximum limit is 7.5 lakhs, which I think most of us will not anyways cross. So maximum of 10% is what you should consider. Now these are the tax benefits under old tax regime. Will you get these benefits in new tax regime as well? Then partially yes, because your company tax benefits will continue as it is for your company's contribution. For your contribution, section 80C is not present in new tax regime, so you will not get the 1.5 lakh benefit, but section 80CC D1B is present, so you will get the 50,000. Okay, and again this is something unique because rest of all other tax saving schemes such as EPF, PPF, bank fixed deposit, for all of this you can get benefit under section 80C. As section 80C is removed in new tax regime, for those scheme investments from you will not get any tax benefit, but for NPS you will continue to get this 50,000 tax benefit, which again is a plus point. Now that we understand the tax benefits, let's have a look at how you should invest it, how should you open an account, what are the types of accounts, etc. As you can see on the screen, there are two accounts, Tier 1 and Tier 2 account. As it is a retirement fund, when you open an account, you get what is called a Tier 1 account. It stays till you retire. On top, you can open a second account, which is a Tier 2 account. This is voluntary, so you can put in money anytime, you can take it out anytime, but you don't get any tax benefit out of it if you use the Tier 2 account. Tier 1 account has the tax benefits, and along with it you will have some rules as well. So let's understand more about how you can invest into it, what are the different asset classes, etc. As you can see on the screen, NPS offers 4 different asset classes. First one is equity, which is the stocks. So you can invest into stock market by selecting this Class C assets. Next is Class C, wherein you can invest into PSU bonds, Navratna government companies bonds, or corporate bonds, which are bonds of private companies. And you can also invest in alternate investment schemes such as REITs, AIFs, etc. Or you can invest in government securities which are issued by the RBI. So you have 4 different asset classes broadly, and you can invest in any of these 4. Okay, now that we have 4 different asset classes, is it up to us about how much percentage should we choose to park in each of them, or how should we go about it? Let's have a look. As you can see this on the screen, there are 2 ways to invest in NPS: active choice and auto choice. In active choice, you choose what percentage of your total portfolio you will invest in which asset class. For example, I want to invest 60% in equities, 30% in government bonds, 10% in alternate investments. That's my choice. So I can make this choice if I go for an active choice. Whereas in auto choice, you will already have a fixed set of percentages through which you will keep investing as you change your age. For example, a 30-year-old will have XYZ percentages for different asset classes, so on and so forth. But even in active choice, you will have few rules and regulations, and in auto choice, you have multiple options again to choose from. Let's have a look in detail about both these options. In active choice, there are 2 limitations which the government has put, which the NPS has put. The first one is you can allocate only a maximum of 75% of your total portfolio to Class C equities. And even that will start decreasing as you cross the age of 50. So after your age of 50 years, it drops by 2.5% every year, and by the time you are 60, you can only invest maximum of 50% of your portfolio in equities. So why did the government do this? It did this because as you age, you need to decrease your risk profile as you come nearer to your retirement. So that is why Up to 50 years, 75% is the limit, and after that, you should gradually decrease and move towards 50% by the time you retire. This is the maximum limit. You can even choose to have it lesser. That is up to you. And the second rule is you can only have maximum of 5% of your total portfolio in alternate assets. So these are the two rules. Apart from these two, it's up to you how you invest. Okay. Now let's have a look at auto choice. If you feel that you don't want to think about what is the percentage that I want to put and change it every year or every once in a while, that's fine. You have auto choice where NPS has already defined what is the percentage you will invest in each of these asset classes by your age. Because by age your risk profile typically changes. So that is why by age they have assigned these percentages. Again, there are three options for people with different risk appetites and return expectations. If you want if you want a higher return and are okay to take slightly higher risk, then you should go for aggressive life cycle fund. If you want to take only medium risk and are okay with medium returns, then you should go for moderate life cycle. And if you are very conservative and want your money to be safe, then you should go for conservative life cycle fund. So what does each of these mean? As you can see on the screen, the equity exposure changes till age of 35. In aggressive it is 75, in moderate it is 50, and in conservative it is 25. And after age of 35, in all three it will gradually decrease. Obviously still the exposure will be higher in aggressive than in conservative at any point in time. All these are auto choices. If you don't choose any of these three options as well, then by default the option is moderate. So when you open an NPS account and start investing without choosing anything, then your portfolio will automatically follow moderate life cycle fund. Between active and auto, you can switch anytime, and within these options also you can change the allocations at any point of time. You have complete flexibility. So this is how you go about investing in NPS. Now that we understand the tax benefits, how the different types of accounts, different types of options that you have and service providers. So what happens ultimately when we retire? Because the main purpose of this NPS fund is to fund for your retirement. So what happens when we retire? You can withdraw your corpus when you retire. Out of the total savings that you have at that point, 60% you can directly withdraw tax free, and you can spend it or invest it as you like. And the remaining 40% you have to invest it in an annuity. What is an annuity? An annuity is something which gives you a fixed income every month or every quarter or any time period that you choose. So 60% for you, 40% for annuity. Why is this 40% annuity required? Because as we talked earlier, NPS is a retirement fund. So in order to ensure that you have a regular stream of income post retirement as well, NPS or government has enforced this 40% investment into an annuity. There are a bunch of annuity providers and different annuity schemes where you can invest in. We'll have a look at them shortly. And you can also choose to continue your NPS account till you are 70. If you don't want to withdraw anything, you can continue the corpus and in different schemes as it is till you are 70. That is also an option. Even you can continue investing after 60 also till you are 70, and when you are 70 you can withdraw it. Okay, this is fine. What if I want to exit early? I have some need, I want to exit early. Then, okay, if you want to exit early, there is an option. Once you open an NPS account, after 10 years, you can choose to exit. But when you choose to exit, you will only get 20% of your savings till then for you to spend. The remaining 80% goes into investing in an annuity. So this might not be very lucrative because 20% is very less amount and you are closing your NPS account as well, right? Do we have an option for partial withdrawals or anything for any needs? Then yes, as you can see on the screen, for your children's education, marriage, your education, home purchase, any illness, for all of these reasons you can withdraw up to 25% of your total corpus at that point, and you can do it 3 times in your life with a gap of 5 years between each withdrawal. And another thing is you can withdraw only after 3 years of lock-in, because you are getting some tax benefits. In order to avail that, 3 years of lock-in for the money is must. After that you can choose to withdraw for these purposes. Okay, now withdrawal is also very clear. Now after withdrawal we talked about investing in annuities, so let's quickly have a look at the annuities. As you can see on the screen, there are different annuity or pension options available. So you can choose to get some pension every month or once in every quarter or once in a year. That's up to you. And there are different options such as choosing an annuity only for 5 years or 20 years. So let's say you choose to get annuity for only 20 years, 10,000 rupees a month, and after 20 years if you survive then you will have some other amount, right? So in this way you can choose different options. You can even choose an increasing annuity. Usually inflation of 4 to 6% happens every year, right? 6% is the historical inflation rate. So let's say first year you get every month an annuity or pension of 10,000 per month. Second year you wanted 10,600. You can choose such an annuity option as well. And there are options which provide survival benefits for your spouse as well. For example, if your husband or wife survives you, then you can choose the annuity option which pays them 50% of what you get. 50%, 75%, or even 100% options do exist. So you have a wide variety of annuity options to choose from, and you can choose which is the best suitable product for you. And as you can see on the screen, there are a list of providers as well, some 10 to 15 providers like LIC, HDFC, ICICI, SBI, etc. etc. You can choose whichever is suitable for your need. Okay, this is it about NPS, and as we talked in the beginning, this is one of the best investment options because it offers a very good return, 8 to 15% range and 10 to 12% average return on top of the tax benefit that it provides, and it has very flexible investment options. You have wide range of assets to choose from, and you also have different funds with which you can choose to invest with, right? Given the flexibility, given the high return and tax benefit, this is the best investment option that you can choose. I hope that you like the content in this video. If you find the content in this video useful, please like it and also share it with your friends and family. Also, please subscribe to Money Nook. And apart from uploading videos on YouTube every week, I am also posting on my LinkedIn and Instagram channels every day. So do have a look at the posts, and please subscribe to my Instagram and LinkedIn page as well. Thank you.